What's up? What's up?
Yeah.
I was walking down the street when out the corner of my eye I saw a pretty little thing approaching me. She said, I never seen a man who looks so all alone. Could you use a little company?
Hey, you're watching the 8th episode of What's Up, What's Up? My name's Camille.
And my name's Harrison. To give you an update on what our show is, it's a news program dedicated to Louisiana Tech and its students.
Yep, in this episode we're adding a new section called the Roundtable, and we will pick several topics to discuss each episode, and then we'll also get the students' opinion.
Alright, to start it off, we're going to start with our college news. Camille, what do you have for us?
Well, the last day of school, yay, is November 17th, which is Thursday, and then the purge date, the first purge date, is the next day, November 18th.
And winter quarter starts November 30th on a Wednesday.
Exciting. AMC is hosting Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 LAN party on November the 11th in Bogart Hall 305, so make sure you check that out.
And the Miss Tech pageants is November 10th at 7.
7:30.
30.
But you can get there at 7 and it'll be okay. Okay, so the Air Force ROTC program is hosting a Veterans Day weekend 5K run/walk on Sunday, November 13th at 8 a.m. in Lincoln Parish Park. The cost is $17.17, and all proceeds go to the Disabled American Veterans Trust.
Congrats to Circle K for raising $737 for their Eliminate project.
And next we have an interview with Miss Tech 2011. We're hoping this will get you in the mood for Miss Tech 2012, which is tomorrow at 7:30, so why don't you check it out.
Hello there, I'm Cody Bryant, and today we'll be interviewing the Miss Tech, Elizabeth Whitford. Tell us about yourself and what it's like to be Miss Tech. Just a little summary.
Alrighty, that was my first pageant, was doing Miss Tech last year, so obviously I wasn't really expecting to win. I did want to win, but it was something that did come as a shock. I put a lot of hard work into it, and it was something that is an honor, and I did enjoy representing Louisiana Tech, and it's been a really fun ride.
So, I mean, you didn't expect it, so why did you do it? Just to experience it, have fun?
It was my junior year last year, and since my freshman year, it kind of was an ongoing joke that one of our friends was going to do the pageant at some point, and everybody just seemed to nominate me because I said I was pretty quick on my feet, and it was something I'd always thought about doing. It does offer a good scholarship, so I figured I would shoot for maybe top 5, and it gave me a good reason to get in shape and represent the university, and it ended up paying off very well towards the end.
Like the end of being Miss Tech or the end of the pageant?
The end of the pageant night, obviously. It was fun to call my parents and say I had a full scholarship, and also I've never experienced something like this, so representing my entire school for almost a year was something that I would have never imagined, so it has paid off a lot.
So, for this past year, how exactly have you represented Tech? It's funny. How have you represented Tech through being Miss Tech?
Well, part of the opportunity of being Miss Louisiana Tech is that I go to the Miss Louisiana Scholarship Pageant, which is a state pageant, and a lot of girls from different preliminaries around the state all compete to go to Miss Louisiana at the state pageant. Being that was my second pageant, I definitely didn't know what to expect, but there were 9 other Tech girls that were there, so altogether there were 10 girls from Louisiana Tech, the most out of any university, that were at the pageant, and a lot of them were veterans, so they kind of took me under their wing for the week and showed me what was up for the week, and it really was a lot of fun. I met a lot of people, and it gave me an experience that I would have never imagined. The interview process and just being able to perform on that stage with 30-something other very talented girls was something that I wasn't ever expecting to be able to do.
So it's 30 total, and 10 of them were Techs?
36 girls and 10 were Tech, yes.
That's crazy.
It was pretty impressive to be a part of a group that was that talented, and obviously, like, all the girls there are beautiful and intelligent, so it really was a good experience to say that I was a part of that. It's something that I look forward to bragging about when I get old and wrinkly, so.
I'm sure that's going to happen.
Soon.
I wasn't going to say that, but sure.
It will happen.
So, I mean, after the Miss Louisiana such, I mean, of course, that was probably a lot bigger than the Miss Tech pageant here. So how, after that, of course, what did you do as Miss Tech for Louisiana? Other than being the face of Tech, of course, what did you do?
At the point of being Miss Tech, as you said, it really is. It's being the face. It's being the the female representative of the university. So with that being said, I've been the host of a lot of events. I got to judge the talent show that Union Board put on during homecoming week. I got to be kind of like the guest appearance person at a lot of different events that I wouldn't have ever expected, like having to go to. So basically at any event on campus, when I was dressed up wearing my crown and sash, that was one of my events that I got to go to. And I was asked to judge food festivals and music festivals and other pageants over the past year. So it's been something that I've been able to do a lot of things I never would have thought I'd be able to do.
Well, definitely, it does sound like you've gotten a lot more involved on campus. And you're graduating this year, correct?
Yes, in the spring.
And are you going to do anything after that? with school then?
I'm hoping, I'm in the process of applying for graduate school here. I'll be graduating with my undergrad degree in psychology and then hopefully starting my master's in counseling next summer. So I'd be here for a summer and 2 more years, so I'd graduate in spring 2014. And then eventually work on my PhD. So I have lofty goals and hopefully I can meet them, and I plan to. So, and they involve staying at Tech for the next 2.5 years for sure.
Years, yeah,
Bajillion years, yes.
That's going to take a long time.
Yeah.
I could never do that.
It'll be worth it though. I already, it was either I was going to go to law school or I was going to try and get my graduate degree in counseling, and I just see myself being a better fit as a counselor than a lawyer. I don't want to have to study my brains out for 3 years at law school, so
Yeah.
I'll just stick with Tech.
It couldn't be any fun.
No.
So, I mean, okay, so we've gone through all the official stuff. I mean,
Right.
of course, you probably recited all this
Yada,
bajillion
yada,
and
yada.
2 times to every parent on earth. So, like, being Miss Tech, of course, you went to all these events and you had fun with that, but, what did you do, like, what is the experience of being Miss Tech? Because a lot of people out there that probably be watching this don't really know anything about Miss Tech, and they're probably
Right.
just not their first priority when they look up stuff on the internet.
Right.
Whatever they're looking up. So what is something that you, where is that going with this? I don't know. Like, what, as Miss Tech,
A day in the life?
yeah, I guess in a day in the life, other than the glorious events you have to go to. I mean, did you, of course you got bajillion more, I keep saying bajillion, I like that word tonight. More friends on Facebook, I'm
I was
sure.
gonna say the Facebook aspect has blown up for sure. I guess I just would have never expected how many people's eyes are on you whenever you're in this position, and I never was a pageant girl, so I would have never thought that being the pageant winner of your university would really mean that much, because I just never really thought about it. But being thrusted into the spotlight made me realize that at all times, I mean, my director, Miss Ashley Taylor, made it clear, when you're Miss Louisiana Tech, you're Miss Louisiana Tech. When you're asleep in your room, when you're out to eat with your friends, when you are working out, when you're at class. So obviously I've tried to always be presentable, but at the same time stay true to who I am. I'm not a girl who gets done up every day like this to go to class, and I never have been that kind of girl. So I'm just kind of a very low-key, laid-back person, but at the same time I still wanted to represent the university like a normal college girl would. So I've always tried to be a realistic, respectable college girl. And at the same time having however many eyes on me, it's something that being in the spotlight's an honor, but at the same time it is responsibility. So this has given me an opportunity to grow up and mature and understand that with great opportunities comes heavy responsibility. So this is something that has taught me a lot of lessons and definitely made me grown up and just have a really mature aspect on a lot of things.
I'm sure it has. Because being watched by thousands of people is probably not the most fun. I
Yes.
don't know. I mean, no one ever watches me.
You'd be surprised.
Let's not get creepy now. So I mean, we got all that, and to kind of sum up the interview, not really sum it up. We're not gonna sum it up. We're just gonna say we're gonna talk about the Miss Tech pageant that's happening tomorrow.
Woo.
Howard, 7 p.m. Be there. But out of the contestants, do you think this is a good year? I mean, compared to last year or years before?
Well, I'd hate to compare it to years before, but we definitely have a great showing. There were 16 girls in it last year, which I'm pretty sure was the most that had ever competed
about
in the
6.
past couple of years. And this year we have 16 again. And a good few of them are returning competitors, and most of the things that a lot of the girls that do Miss Tech do it for a couple of years. I was just kind of like the fluke, I guess, and won it my first year. But
And they're all really mad at you now.
no,
Yes,
just a lot of previous winners do it their freshman or sophomore year, and then choose to do it again their junior and senior year. And it's something that, like, it's not just a one try and you give up type of thing. Like, I'm very proud of the girls that have come back. I had a great experience last year. If I even wouldn't have won last year, I probably would have done it again, because the scholarship money is awesome if you get the top 5, and even we give out non-finalist awards, which are cash like scholarships. So no matter what, it is true to the scholarship program. These girls get rewarded for going out there and representing the university and being talented and being smart. So it's something that gets rewarding, you know, no matter what. But this group of girls, I mean, we have some girls that are fierce competitors, and
Yes.
after teaching the opening number the other day to all of them, these girls want it, and you can tell it'll be a fight, but at the same time, it's girls that all genuinely want it for the right reasons. So I'm looking forward to crowning the next Miss Tech.
Yeah, I can only imagine how.
Passing on my torch.
Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna be fun at the very end.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be a load off your back, just to hand that finally over to somebody.
Yeah, closing a chapter and, you know, seeing another girl get to, like, take on this huge opportunity, because it really is exciting and fun. And like I say in my video, it's a long road ahead of you when you're Miss Tech, but it's a fun one, and it's something that you never get to do ever again. So it's just like months of just interesting things, and you meet new people, and you get your name out there, and you just make the best of what it is. So
I bet. And after this, you're probably gonna go back to being a hobo.
I'm going to be a hobo after this.
I figured.
I will continue to not wear makeup to class. That's what I will continue to do. And wear athletic shorts and a t-shirt. I dress up occasionally, but I always try and be presentable. So
That's good. I mean, I try sometimes too.
yeah, that's good. As long as you smell good.
Well, I hope so. Also, to finish this up, tell us who you are again.
I'm Elizabeth Whitford. I'm the current Miss Louisiana Tech 2011.
And tomorrow is the pageant for the 2012 Miss Tech.
Yes.
And it's at 7 p.m. in the Howard Auditorium. What's the cost to go in?
It's $3 at the door and $2 for a program, and $1 for your People's Choice Award. So bring $6.
$6. Bring 7 just to throw on the stage right
Yes, give me $1 at the end of the
now. Or
night.
me. But that is our interview for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and come back next week for another interview.
Woo!
That was a great interview with Elizabeth.
Yeah, definitely. It's getting me pumped for Miss Tech 2012, which is tomorrow at 7:30. Don't forget. Anyways, we're going to go into our college news now. Harrison, what do you got for us? Oh, sorry. Our sports news. What do you got for us?
The last football game will be against New Mexico State here at Tech at 3 on November 26th.
Cool. Basketball is in full swing now. The boys will play Mississippi College on November the 13th at 3 p.m., so go ahead and check them out.
The Lady Texans will be playing Missouri State on November 11th at 7, and again on the 22nd they will play Arkansas Little Rock at 7.
Yep. And volleyball will play against Arkansas Pine Bluff at 7 p.m. on November 15th, so go ahead and check them out over there at the TAC.
Alright, our records for the seasons are football 5-4, volleyball 9-20, and soccer ended its season with an 8-4.
And next we will feature our very first round table, so we hope y'all like it.
Well, hello guys. This is the round table, and today we're going to be talking about different topics. The first one's going to be homecoming, what we think about homecoming, and a few of the students we found on campus and what they think about homecoming. So, what did y'all think about homecoming?
I think it was fun. It was the first one that I really got involved in, like really, but 'cause I think it was fun.
You got involved because you're SGA, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I just never knew about anything freshman and sophomore year. Like I never knew what was going on, and I kind of had to know what was going on this year. So it was a lot of fun.
So you think getting involved helped you know what was going on? Especially with
Yeah,
SGA.
Mhm.
I think they're a big part of homecoming.
And Tech TV, obviously, but.
Well, let's not advertise ourselves now. Ha ha.
Larry, what do you think?
I think this homecoming was a little boring compared to the recent ones. Last year's homecoming, my first homecoming, was way more exciting than this one.
Why do you think so?
Maybe it was more Greek participation. Maybe there should be more normal people participation.
So what do you think? What do you mean by normal people? Like people outside of organizations?
I think everybody should get involved. It is our school. We should show our love for it. And I don't know. I don't think as many people got involved as they did last year.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think in the past, considering this was one of the meetings I've been to, I won't tell you numbers because it's too high. But I think this year was a bit slacking. And the factor, I felt like it's become more of a competition among the Greeks than it had for a fun and joyous time for everyone to celebrate our team and homecoming court. I think that it's just we've lost sight of what we're really celebrating during it. Not some sort of competition to who can get the most points, because that's really all I kind of feel in events when there's like bajillion Greeks. And the only reason they're there is because they get 1 point for going to an event.
Yeah, I think the only people that I really noticed, and I'm really sorry if I don't mention anybody who really was there, but KLPI seemed to be the only non-Greek people that I really recognized during the events. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I remember KLPI being there. I really don't remember anyone else. I don't remember any regular non-Greek organizations.
But even still with the Greeks, like I felt like there was less fraternities there this year than we actually have.
I think they didn't really care about anything outside of getting points. It was just a chore for them, maybe.
The fraternities, it seemed like they don't really care in general. What do you think about homecoming in general? If it's nothing about the Greeks, because we don't need to go off spinning off on that.
In general, I think last year was better by comparison because there was more participation from the Greeks, even though it was primarily because of the points. But like I agree with Larry, there should be more regular student participation along with Greeks, so it's all one giant collaboration from everybody.
So how do y'all think regular non-organization individuals could participate in homecoming? Because I feel like a lot of what happens during homecoming is geared towards groups of organizations, especially with Greeks, but organizations in general. Because at the beginning, before homecoming, they have everyone signs pamphlets and turns in, hey, I want to do something, blah, blah, blah. There's no individual. Only individual stuff that happens is actually going and just enjoying what's happening. So do y'all mean just that and or just getting involved from the other end?
I mean, maybe they could offer some free giveaways, free t-shirts, stuff that they're already doing, maybe make it bigger so more people will come out, get shirts, get food, and enjoy the stuff there.
I think with giving away free t-shirts, the issue with that is just no one has that kind of budget. I mean, not even us have that kind of budget just to give out free t-shirts. But I think having more entertainment. I mean, this year we did have a lot of entertainment with talent shows, step shows, especially with concerts. Not every year we have a concert during homecoming. And a lot of people went to that, but I think, I agree with y'all, but I also say that people need to get more involved with what we have now, rather than trying to create something for the individuals. They need to get involved now, like, with what's already offered. Because I think Tech is just, in general, a very lazy campus. Everyone on it.
I don't know, like I feel like there's a lot of participation. I mean, our numbers are up for our football games. So, I mean, we're starting to get a little bit more participation there. I just think that people should just come out and support. I guess, I don't know if it's laziness, but I don't know. I normally don't hear about things, and that's why I don't attend things that, you know, a lot of things that go around because I don't know. Like there's a volleyball game tonight, but I didn't know about it until an hour ago. If I'd known, I would have been like, okay, well, I'll make plans to go do that. So maybe we can just, I mean, I guess we advertise a lot, but I mean, it gets to a point like all those emails that we get and everything. I don't pay attention to that. I put it all in like a separate folder, and I don't even look at it very often because it's just too much. And I think that we should work out a better system of communicating what's going on. Because I think if people are aware, then that's what it's going to get them involved. Yes.
But to be aware, you have to look in the first place.
Oh yeah.
I mean, be it through the emails, which is the primary method, it seems like, and you got the digital signage in most buildings now. You have Tech TV, you have the newspaper if you must. But I think for people to see it or know about it, they have to look for it.
People just need to get out more.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
instead of staying in the room all day long playing video games, maybe people need to get out, go meet new people, make some new friends. I think tech isn't really that, it doesn't have much meshing between people. Everybody likes to stay in and do whatever they want, or they like to stay within their own group of friends. And I think people need to go make new friends.
Yeah. Yeah, but the best way to make friends is to join organizations. And from there, I'll go.
I got 3 besties right here. Sorry about that.
But in general, I mean, I think homecoming was good this year, especially with the concert. I enjoyed it. Football game, it was alright. I got bored. But, I mean, in general, did y'all like homecoming this year? Did y'all, outside of Tech TV and working, did y'all do much?
Not really, but again, I felt like it wasn't as interesting as the previous year was. Maybe if it was, I was hoping that this year's homecoming would be a little more exciting than last year, but it kind of let me down. At this point, I'm hoping for the next homecoming to be a lot better and have a lot more people showing up to things.
I mean, I liked it. I did. I mean, there wasn't a lot of events that I went to that I wasn't actually working for Tech TV or SJ, but when I was there enjoying everything, like it was fun, but at the same time I kind of felt like, oh, well, everybody hadn't gotten here yet. Like, I was waiting for it to get bigger, and it never really got bigger. The crowd never got bigger, and nothing ever exciting really just started to roll into anything. So I just kind of felt like it was kind of short, I guess. But it still was fun.
What about you, Harrison?
Didn't really do much outside of Tech TV from filming it, but the ones I did film, I enjoyed. Kind of missed out on the football game, but had a big football fan.
All right. Well, it's pretty unanimous. I mean, homecoming it could be better. I mean, I know resources sometimes some years aren't as great as previous years, and so it's not that great. And whoever is in charge of it, of course, it all depends on them as well, because it's different every year. But maybe next year. I won't be here, but hopefully for you guys, it'll be much more fun.
Hopefully.
My name is Christopher Rayner. I'm a senior here at Louisiana Tech, studying human resource management and political science. The question is, how do I feel about homecoming? Homecoming, in general, is a come-together celebration of a school, of its students, of its alumni. At Tech, I think homecoming is one of a kind. It's a coming together of all the students, all the alumni, the faculty. All throughout the week, there's many events to be involved in, to where you can show your school spirit and just be proud to be a Bulldog. There's many things at Tech I would like to see, up the ante on homecoming, but as of right now, I think homecoming is a joyous event. What I'm very proud to say is I'm also IFC president and fraternity council president here at Louisiana Tech, and my fraternities did an amazing job of being involved during homecoming, being part of the events and everything. So on that end, I'm very gracious for, but again, I said homecoming, it's a coming together, and at Tech, it's one of a kind.
I'm Allison East. I'm a sophomore history major, and I think that homecoming could really be improved if we had more involvement from non-Greek organizations, like if everyone really came together instead of it just kind of being a battle of fraternities and sororities.
Alright, our next subject is running versus buying books. As we all know, books for classes vary from like 40, 50 bucks to in the 200s. It is quite ridiculous in some cases, but what are y'all opinions on renting versus buying?
All depends on what type of books, for me at least. If it's photography, for my photography major, I'm definitely going to buy and keep. But if it's for biology, yeah, renting saves me money, then I'll rent.
I prefer buying books because it's kind of an investment. And at the end of the quarter, when you're all done, when you need a little bit of cash, you can go sell those books, make a little bit of money back, have that money instead of splurging everything at the beginning of the quarter on useless school things like, I don't know, clothes or something like that.
Useless clothes? Yes, clothes are
I mean,
useless.
I have a mixed agree. It's like I agree with Cody, but I also agree with Larry. I keep my interior design books. Of course, they like make us, but I do like, I have a collection of those, so I will buy those books. I will never rent those books. But as far as like a chemistry book or something, I kind of feel that way too. But the thing is, I get them cheap because I get them on Amazon. I go and I look up my books for all the classes that don't involve interior design, and I get them for really cheap prices, and then I'll sell them back, and I'll get cash. And so really, you're not really actually making money, but it makes you feel like it. And so I get, like you said, cash at the end, and go have dinner or something with friends and all that. But I don't know, I guess renting to me seems kind of like elementary school. Like you actually like just took the book for the year and gave it back.
I think it's, mainly to get for bookstore, whoever else, you just get more money.
And I mean, I rented a couple of books for the past quarters, and they weren't that much cheaper, and I feel like I spent more money. I didn't get any money back, and it was maybe $30 cheaper. And if I would have gotten the book and sold it back, I would have had that money, that $30 back, I guess, or actually more than that. So I'd definitely rather buy the book and then sell it back later.
I mean, the bookstore, I don't mean to rip on it, but that's any bookstore. I just think it's ridiculous how much they make you pay for the books. I get almost half off buying it elsewhere. And it's just ridiculous. And to have to rent for that price too seems a little far-fetched.
Yeah, I mean, I bought my books from Amazon and other resources for a couple of years now. I wish they would come out with some more books for e-readers.
They're actually starting to transition into ebooks at the bookstore, but even those prices they're a little bit cheaper than used, but close to the same price as renting. So, and those you can't sell back.
Yeah.
I've had bad experience with ebooks. Over the summer I took a math class. I had an ebook and I could not get the program to work for anything. I guess it was the note study software. It didn't work for anything. I called them 3 billion times. They'd fix it, it would work for maybe a week, and then it would break. So luckily I didn't need it. My teacher went over everything. But I would never rent another ebook again. It sucks.
Yeah, it's sucks that that was a problem, but I can see that being like, something we get into for the future. And because I mean, now we're having online, homework for math classes and chemistries, and that's like saving us paper, and it's much more convenient now because we do so much on the computer. But if we start doing textbooks like that, then we wouldn't have to pay for all those papers and those books and stuff. And I think that would benefit everybody. I know that like in English classes, people prefer getting the ebooks now for their classes instead of actually buying the book. I don't personally have a Kindle or anything like that or a Nook. I still haven't transitioned to the technical, reading, but that's just a personal thing. But I think that if it was for a textbook, I can consider doing that because I think that would be, beneficial to everybody, the environment, and all that stuff. 'Cause I can see that being a futuristic thing that colleges start doing.
Yeah, most well, not most, but a lot of colleges are just handing out iPads now to students for this kind of stuff. So maybe one day.
I wish we were that lucky.
Next year, handing out iPads to all the students or iPads.
It's more Ivy League schools, but yeah, it's nice. It would be very convenient. I think renting versus buying books, it just kind of comes down to when you see the book and you decide right there on the spot if it's worth it or not. And if you go to Amazon or something, I think that's the primary thing right there. let's see what other students think about renting versus buying books.
Hey, I'm Lindsay Trissler. I'm a sophomore and my major is architecture. And a lot of the books that we have to get for our major aren't available for rent, and so we have to buy them because they're required. And architecture is already an expensive major. We have to put out a lot of money for models, projects, materials. So it's just like that much more we have to pay for when we don't even hardly use the books, although they're required.
Hello, my name is Chris Terry. I'm a junior mechanical engineer at Louisiana Tech. My personal preference is if it's an important book, then I'm going to buy it for my degree. But if it's something like theater appreciation or something like that, I'm not going to buy the book. I'd rather just rent it and save that money.
Okay, my name is Matthew Cathy. I'm a mechanical engineer and a junior at Louisiana Tech. Depending on the return rate of the books when you sell them back, like say you usually get 50% back for a book. If I can save more than that by renting it, I'm going to rent it, but if not, then I'll buy it and sell it back.
So the next topic that we're going to talk about is the uprise in comic book movies. In the past year or so, we've had X-Men, Thor, Captain America, Green Hornet, Green Lantern, Iron Man,
Superman.
Spider-Man's coming out soon. So basically, what do y'all think? Is it lived up to its expectations?
To what?
To the comic books.
The original one? I honestly have no idea. I don't read comics.
Does anybody here read comics?
I'm not a huge comic book person. I don't really read comics. I watch movies and look up stuff when I'm interested in it. And I think sometimes, in some ways they follow the story, but at other times when it's not really good for the movie or not really interesting, they kind of skip it. You either choose to pick interesting things and take out the uninteresting things, or have a 4-hour movie explaining every little thing about the movie. And I'd rather have a short movie that's interesting and throws out a few things. That's just my opinion.
I mean, you think about it, no movie has ever done the book justice, like any movie or any book, not just comic books. But yet people seem to really judge the comic book movies a lot. And I mean, I don't know, is the movie's job to really support the comic book, or is it to create a movie series that is really action-packed and just a really good movie series? You know, like, should it really be judged?
I think when you change media, you can't judge it in that aspect, but the aspect of story and like changing plots, I don't think most people that's what they don't like. I mean, I can understand that, but for me, since I don't read comic books, I'm happy with just what they give me. I mean, I know a lot of people are mad, but at the same time, I'm probably gonna get stabbed in the back saying this is, I don't care. I mean, as long as the movie's good, I'm happy.
A lot of people are saying that the visual effects are taking over those kinds of movies, and where they're just focusing on all that stuff rather than the storyline and the plot. I mean, do y'all feel that way, or do you feel like it's just a good movie?
I mean, I can understand it with movies like Transformers. All I care about in that movie is explosions and robots.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think they could have done a better job in those movies conveying the story instead of, hey, let's stick a giant robot here and have him run around and stab people.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it was just a whole trip of visual effects, to be honest. And at this, like watching the movie, I was like, oh man, this is so cool. But then at the same time, at the end of the movie, I was like, I really don't know what just happened. Except for a bunch of robots running around the screen. Like, there really was no story. Okay. What do you think, Harrison?
I agree with you. It's just like, oh, this is awesome. 2 hours later, what just happened? Like, have no idea. Half the stuff that happened during the entire movie, just know that this blew up, that thing got ripped in half, that just died. It's just confusing.
Just died.
That was so close to the movie. I mean, I felt like it was there.
Yeah.
Punch kicks back.
The end.
Kaboom.
But I think nowadays I think some movies are trying to be more like the comics. But like I said, I don't read comics. I have no idea.
Maybe our viewers our little students can help us out. What do you think?
My name's Chris Ledbetter. I'm a senior biology major, and what I like about the Uprising comic book movies is that you get to see your old comic books that you used to read all the time in movie form and get to see them come to real life. So that's pretty much it.
My name's Amber Ball. I'm a sophomore Spanish major, and I think that comics shouldn't be changed into movies or TV shows for that matter unless they're going to be a proper rendition of the actual comic. They need to stick to it because it makes the actual readers very upset. Like The Walking Dead series on TV does not follow the comics very well. They could at least follow the same storyline and just make minor adjustments for the movie or the TV show. That would be better. It makes me mad.
We're moving on to our last topic. November video games, everything that's coming out. Battlefield 3, Modern Warfare 2, Skyrim, stuff like that. You guys have an opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, all of these coming out. I mean, I wish I had time for all of it. I think primarily I'm going to focus on what I've already owned is Battlefield, which we're building so far, and Modern Warfare. When it comes out, Tuesday, I'm not going to really be able to buy until the quarter break because it's Battlefield and my final project is just way time consuming. But I would love to have time to play Skyrim too, and I think, but that takes a bajillion hours to play. What do y'all think?
Yeah, because Skyrim's just like an updated Oblivion, and that was several hours of main gameplay, let alone the expansion. So looking forward to it. And Modern Warfare 3 just because I've pretty much followed the series.
I mean, I don't really have that much of an opinion. I don't play video games. I'm kind of really stuck on my Nintendo 64. But I think it'll be fun to try these out. We didn't really mention when Batman came out, the Arkham City. And I think that I might want to try that. This is really fun. I like Batman. It's one of my favorites. And Call of Duty is the only really game I played recently. And I didn't really do well at that. Not really up to date video game, but I think I'll try it out with Modern Warfare. I think we should do it.
Yeah, I think it's a good example. I mean, it was a closed combat kind of game, and that's what I kind of like kind of getting at that kind of game. I mean, I love Battlefield, but sometimes just walking across the level is just really boring. But
I was never into Battlefield. I mean, it's an interesting game, but it's not really my style of gameplay. I'm one of those running gun kind of guys. I like to jump in, play through a short match, and keep on playing through short matches. I don't really want to sit there and play 30-minute matches of fighting over spots. Like I said, I like Battlefield, but not my style.
I think playing the new Battlefield 3 is quicker than Bad Company 2, because Bad Company 2, some of the games took forever, but especially in Battlefield 3, you do have team deathmatch now. The maps are smaller, more condensed, and it does go a lot faster. But you're going to get boxes, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, they're just two different styles of gameplay.
That's for sure. I mean, are y'all looking at any 14 other games?
Dark Souls did come out too, and anybody that kind of hates themselves and wants to die 3 billion times can play that too.
Not that we suggest that you should kill yourself.
Never.
30 times in an hour.
Just
be amazing.
burn the game. Just don't even look at the game. Just throw it away. Just.
I mean, if you're into that kind of stuff, then yeah, go for it. Because it was really into all of that Dungeon and Dragon kind of stuff. But
It's just a long hack and slash. But it doesn't really have a story. It's not.
you just kind of kill undead things.
Undead things.
And the Xbox update is coming out soon too. Bringing YouTube and
Your dashboard.
some other stuff. YouTube and
TV channel, man.
yeah.
On the dashboard. Looks like it does 8. I'm excited. I hear it goes a little faster, but we'll see.
Kind of miss the old dashboard.
Blades.
The little blades. Yeah. The little blades.
You just don't have them in the button menu, or it's called smaller
It's
menu.
not as cool.
So, but I mean, yeah. I think November's gonna be a lot of fun. Video games. in the coming months. A lot of big titles coming out.
Be good for Thanksgiving break, everybody else will be able to play.
And the rest of December, because those school days between Christmas and Thanksgiving don't really matter. Nobody does anything. But we'll be here.
Yeah, Secret Santa parties.
Woo! But I wonder what the students think about upcoming games that they're interested in.
What do y'all think?
I'm Carissa Beard. I'm a freshman biomedical engineering major. I'm excited for Skyrim. Morrowind was the first Xbox game that I ever got, so I've been really close to the franchise itself, and I can't wait for the next installment, and I'm going to spend all the time that I possibly can playing you all.
My name is Richard LaFramboise. My major is electrical engineering. I'm a freshman. I'm most excited for Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword because me and my dad have been playing Zelda ever since I was probably 2 or 3. We both play the major console games that come out, so really excited for that. Plus it looks amazing compared to Twilight Princess especially. Just really excited.
So guys, this was
The round table.
us talking about stuff.
If you want to see more of us talking about stuff, tune in 2 weeks. We'll talk about
Every other
stuff.
Wednesday, 6 p.m.
Yes, exactly.
Talk about some more stuff.
More people talking about random things.
Well, that roundtable was a lot of fun, and I think it was a great success. So I hope that we improve as we go on through our episodes, because I really liked the roundtable. What did you think?
I think it was pretty good. Maybe next time we have a guest speaker.
Yeah, I guess
debater.
that'll be good. Yeah.
All right. The last thing we have for our viewers is our featured funny.
Our favorite part.
And this week's featured funny is Morgan Freeman. Hope you like it.
It's really funny.
Sneeze. 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 Sneeze.
That was hilarious.
Yes, it was. Morgan Freeman is a hoot.
That's the end of our show.
Alrighty. Well, if you have anything you want us to feature on the show, email us at techtv@latech.edu. I'm Camille.
I'm Harrison.
Asking you, what's up?
up?